In this video, a clinic wants to identify all of their patients with active hypertension who have not had a visit to the clinic in the last 12 months. So in this example, I'm going to show this to you using CDS queries. So if you go to Setup, Charting Setup, and CDS Query Setup. So we're going to create a new query, and we are going to call it Hypertension No Visit in 12 months. And let's make sure to uncheck the notify boxes. This will be run as a list, not as a notification. So we will hit save, and then let's start adding the criteria. So there's a few things that we want with this report. So firstly, let's go to the clients table, and we want to have patients who are set as valid Alberta patients. And in this example, we want to look for all clinic patients, so we're not going to specify a default doctor. So we will save that line, and you can see that it appears up there. The next line, we're going to start adding the hypertension. So there's a few different ways that you can identify these patients. First, let's go to the problems section. So the first way that I'll show you is to use Diagnostic Code. So this is the ICD-9 code for hypertension, which is 401. That is the ideal way of recording this in the chart in the first place. It's a coded system, just has more robust reporting capability down the road. So let's hit save. And then you can see it goes up there with AND criteria. We want both of these things to be true. Now let's say that this clinic also records problems in a different way. So let's get a new line and see how else we can get this. So let's again look under problems, but let's say that some physicians record it under problem type instead. So if we look here, this is the list of all of the problems that are used, and let's select hypertension. So we're wanting to look for patients with a variety of different ways to identify hypertension. So we're going to want to add this as OR criteria. So I'll show you what I mean when I hit save. You can see that we're looking for patients who either have a diagnostic code of 401 or a problem type of hypertension. So this is how we use the OR operator. Now finally, this clinic also wants to identify patients who have been billed for hypertension. So let's add another line, and this time we're going to look in the claims table. So we're going to want to look at the diagnostic code, and again, this diagnostic code is 401. So we want this to also be OR criteria. So we select the OR button and hit save. So we can see that this search is set to capture patients with hypertension recorded in 3 different ways. Finally, we want to just look for patients who have not been into the clinic in 12 months. So we're going to add a new line, and we're going to look for appointments. And let's put appointment date under 12 months ago, and we're going to want to use the not function because we want people who have not had an appointment in the last 12 months. So we'll hit save. So you can see how these line up. The and criterias are all in one level, and the or criteria is indented into the next level. So we have a search that looks for all patients at the clinic who are valid Alberta patients who have hypertension either recorded as a Diagnostic Code 401 or problem type of hypertension or a Diagnostic Code claim of 401, and who have not had an appointment in the last 12 months. So this is what we want. So we'll hit save to save the whole search, and let's close and then run it. So we see that we have 10 patients listed here.